Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sidetrack here, bringing you episode 18 in our Let's Play series. So, here I am standing around in our train station room. And if you remember last episode, we set up the automation process for constantly keeping, coal and torches and bridge building stuff and tracks when we need it, so that our train stays nice and full of all these things. Remember, we set to only have 64 track in there at any given time, so it's looking pretty good so far. So our train actually ran down, mined a huge tunnel that we're going to check out in a little bit. And what I wanted to work on today is kind of the continuing automation process for getting this to mine even more autonomously. And then I think we need to work on some kind of automatic way to get fuel. Because right now we're burning charcoal. And while we do have more charcoal back in the base, I have to chop down all the trees and it's kind of a pain. So without further ado, let's get working on some of this stuff. So if you'll notice back there, I had put the track remover cart kind of on a separate track. And what we want to do is go ahead and attach that track to the main track. In order to do that, we're going to need a couple pieces. We are going to need some rails. I think we need 7 or 8. I don't quite remember. What else are we going to make? We're going to make ourselves a switch track. And before I click on anything, I need to disable this. Turn back to recipe mode. Never a good idea to leave your creative mode on when you're doing a Let's Play. Alright, so we're going to make two things. We're going to make some switch track, which just requires some wooden rail bed and some standard rail. Pretty simple. And we're going to make ourselves a switch lever. And if you've never worked with a switch lever, it will become quite obvious once we actually use it what it is used for. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a switch track. Oop. Alright, gives us 16 switch track. Excellent. And the switch lever is going to require some red, some black, some white, an iron ingot, a lever, and a piston. Not too bad. Do I have everything that I need in here? Of course not. All of our dyes. Oh, we actually would be useful to make the red dye. That might be very handy. Can I pull this out now? Excellent. Okay. And we are actually going to need another wow. It's been another long day, guys, I can tell you. We're going to need another lever. There's a V in there, not a TH. So we're going to come in here, and where do we want to do this? Okay, so the switch tracks, so far as I know, go down like this. And that's really the only way they'll go, unless I'm totally missing something. So I think best place to put it would be right about here. And then we're going to put our switch lever right here. And essentially the way this is going to work is you right click and the train will go that way. And you can right click again and then it will go straight. So we just need to move our train over here. I think we can just, pick it on up. Move these tracks. Let's see, got some tracks. 3, 4, 5. Yep, and it goes right to the wall. Cool. Throw that there. Fill up with torches. I threw some coal coke in there before. Turn off. The coal coke actually lasts a really good long time. I mean, 7,000 units, I guess you could say, as opposed to coal, which is about 3, so it lasts twice as long. Not too bad. And so now, whenever we want our track remover to come out of here, we just throw it like that. We can push this or we can turn it on. Urgh. Well, usually it's a push. Oh. Wait. Oh, it's removing the track. Yeah, that's a problem. There we go. Oh, it's still removing track. Well, that's obnoxious. Okay. Uh-oh. Stop. Stop. Oh, great. Well, he's going to go down. He's going to hit that switch track. And then we'll actually just catch up to him and turn his engine back on. And then he should stop removing track. But we are going to have to figure out how to keep him from getting to the end of track. Alright, so low power. What are you doing, guy? Oh, yeah. Alright, so he's going to head all the way to the end. He's going to place torches in this nice long tunnel. And then he's going to come back on the other way. And he is going to... Actually, let's... decrease the light threshold just a little bit. Uh-oh. Now he's going the wrong way again. Come here, you idiot. Disable... Okay. Now you're going to go the right way. Okay. So he'll go down to the end. He'll place torches. And then he'll pick up all this track. And then I'll come back once he's done with that. And we will work on the next stage here. Remove some of these lights. Although the other cool thing, I don't know if I showed you this before, but he built a bridge right across the gap. Kind of nice. And now I get to kill a horde of... Oh, well. Okay. I won't get to kill a horde of zombies. They'll just fall down the hole. Alright, well, he is on his way back. He's removing the track. And so I will meet you guys back. Oh, hello, zombies. Let's sit here and pop them on the head. Back in a minute. Alright, so I have nabbed some track from our track remover guy, and he is working his way back down this way. Well, what we're going to do is he's going to go back upstairs, and he's going to trigger the cart that's up there. Should send him down unless I've turned his engine off and forgotten to turn it back on. That would be obnoxious. But what we're going to do is we are going to send track, we're going to place one track here and one track there. And then we are going to count 1, 2, and then the edge of the tunnel is going to be right here with this torch. And then we are going to go 1, 2, and then leave a couple spaces. And then just go ahead and, oop, not there. Put a track right here. And then so basically what we're going to do is we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in between all of the tracks. Oh, and here this guy comes. And so what you will see, and hopefully this should work, as he places a track, he'll turn and go off in this direction. And he'll start to mine. And he'll go down until he has run out of his 64 tracks. And then he'll head back up, which will trigger the track remover, which will come down and remove these tracks. And then trigger him, and he'll come down and go this other direction. And so this will give us a good lot of materials, and with minimal effort for quite some time. We'll just need to get some charcoal. So I'm going to go lay these tracks so that we, have them all set up, and then we're going to work on automated tree farm. Back in a few. Actually, I changed my mind. I ended up doing these, most of them actually with 4 spaces in between, and that way it'll just be a nice big chunk out of the hillside. Essentially, there won't be any space in between them. And really you can do it either way. The way I was thinking originally is that, I would run back down these tunnels and pick out the sides, but I don't really feel like doing that, so. Alright, so, ooh, creeper. Telecreeper, die. So he's just mining away. And let's head back upstairs and make another tree. Or another Steve's cart for cutting down trees. Although one thing I'm going to try doing, I'm going to put an advanced detector rail right here. And so hopefully that, when we kick our cart remover, he'll get here and he'll turn himself off because he'll kind of hang on this track. And I'm hoping that when we restart him with a lever, maybe, I don't have one on me, but I'll have to put one later, that hopefully he won't pick that up and keep going. But I guess we'll find out. I'll report back once I know. Alright, so we need to make another Steve's cart because, last episode, and a lot of times, MFR is a great thing for making a tree farm. But Steve's carts is also pretty cool. Since we've got the track, may as well do that. So what we are going to need to do, I think I made another cart earlier. No, I didn't. I only made 2, one for each of those. So we need to make ourselves a couple of carts. Let's type in Steve's carts. So we're going to need a regular old standard hull. I don't feel like making anything too crazy right now. For that we're going to need some wheels, and of course I'm missing a stick, so let's grab one of those. Couple more sticks, throw them up in here, and then cart doo. Okay, put those down. Get rid of this. Iron, standard hull, pretty simple. So The planting cart is actually fairly simple. We're going to need to make a, we're going to just start with a basic wood cutter. Just need some saw blades need some diamonds. So those are pretty simple. How many saw blades was it? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are about half of what the number of diamonds we started with a couple little while ago. We're going to need to make a stupid advanced PCB, which I hate. But I think I should have plenty of iron and plenty of other things right now. So we should be okay with this. And then we're going to have to make or go grab some saplings, which got lots of acacia saplings. I hope these work. I've never tried it with it, but I guess we'll find out. Simple, if I can put it in the right place, simple PCB, and surround it with saplings. Cool. There's our wood carving core. Now, all we need to do is stick those and that with some iron, made very simple with these work tables. Okay, so we've got a standard hull, we've got a basic wood cutter. The wood cutter sits on the front, and so what I'm going to have to do right now is I'm actually going to make a solar engine, and I should have all the material to make a solar engine. If I can find it on here. Solar engine, where are you? That's our basic solar engine. We want the regular solar engine. This requires kind of a lot of little crafting. I think I'm going to do this off camera. The solar panels are pretty simple, just some glowstone, iron, and redstone. I have lots of glowstone. I've been to the nether several times. And you guys have come with me. Was it 4 I needed? The solar panel I'll make just because. So what you'll see is there are several different solar panels. There's the basic solar engine, there's a solar engine, and somewhere in here there's an advanced solar engine. The main difference is the amount of power output and then where it sits. I don't quite remember. I think the basic solar engine is on the top. Yeah, center and top and sides. Center and top sides. The solar engine, center and top sides, but the advanced engine just, where is it? Just goes to the sides. So that's useful if you want to, put something on the top slot, like a top chest or something. But it's a real pain in the neck to make, and I'm not going to do it. So we're just going to make our solar engine. I'm going to do this real quick and actually go ahead and make our chests and some other things that take a little bit of time. And then I'll cut back. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. So I talked to you about the crafter, talked to you about the solar engine. Solar engine sits on the top, and when it's light time, it's daytime, it'll open up and it'll take in power. The next thing is the coal engine. Coal engine was fairly simple to make. Let me get out of here so I can show you. It's just 2 pistons, furnace, iron ingots. Quite simple. I made some side chests. I think we made those before, but if not, I'll go ahead and show them to you. And I made an advanced smelter. So side chests, they're just some huge chest panes. We made those, I'm pretty sure. Pretty simple. Just takes a lot of wood, actually. And then an advanced smelter is kind of a pain in the neck to make. It requires some advanced PCBs. It requires some simple PCBs. And then a smelter, which is just a furnace. And then a PCB. And then a diamond. Okay, so what do all these things do? Well, the cutter obviously cuts, the engines obviously provide power, the chests are obviously for this equipment, and the smelter actually smelts your wood, and we can smelt it directly into charcoal. And I made an advanced smelter because it's got some extra options that the basic smelter doesn't have, and we're going to go through those as we make this. Alright, so we're going to assemble this, and it's going to take, 30 minutes. Blech. Alright, we're back. We've got our modular cart all set up and ready to go. While I was waiting, our mine cart was doing a lot of mining, and we've got lots of iron. Actually, we're getting to the point where I probably want to go ahead and, I don't know. I could probably bump it down next level, because making all those PCBs, we ran low on redstone again. I don't know, we might just let it finish up what it's doing here. It's not like I'm in a hurry right now. And another thing I also did is I moved where this that redstone emitter was that was standing here looking unsightly. I just moved it down below. So, pretty nice, pretty nice. All right. So we want to go outside, and it's getting a little dark, so let's sleep real quick. So we need to pretty much do the same kind of thing we did before. We are going to set up some track. However, the cart that we're doing right now is not going to lay its own track, so we're going to have to find a nice place for it to put track. And I think what I'm going to do is level off this area right here. Alakadabra. Nice and flat. Alright, so we are going to do a couple of things here. Basically the way the tree cutter works is you lay down track, and let's get a little bit away from our building. And essentially what happens is that the cart will come along and place a tree on this side, place a tree on that side. And it'll go, skip a square, place a tree over there, place a tree over there. And it'll just keep going until it runs out of saplings or it gets back to the beginning and goes around in circles again. So there are fairly efficient ways to make yourself a nice little tree farm. We're going to clean all this stuff out. Where's my... There we go. Getting distracted. They're fairly efficient ways to make your tracks. So we are going to be planting acacia trees. And acacia trees more or less grow up straight, but they kind of grow at weird angles sometimes. So I'm going to actually leave an extra space more than I might normally. So if you're growing oak trees, basically the easiest thing to do is skip 2 squares and go straight down. And then it'll plant an oak tree here, and it'll plant an oak tree here. And oak trees will grow perfectly fine right next to each other. Acacia trees don't always. So we're going to come down here. Actually, I don't want to come that far. And then we're going to head back over. I'm going to probably have to go grab some more track. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to head back down this way. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Nope, 1 more. 4. And head back down here. I'm going to go grab some more track, and then we'll finish this craziness up by connecting both of these over here. I'm doing this a little differently, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Let's go grab some track. And I actually also... How much track do I have? 33 should be plenty. Let's grab some more so it'll make a bit more to have in here. Should make some more rail beds any moment now. There we go. More tracks. Excellent. Okay. More things getting processed. I like automation. Love the smell of automation in the morning, or evening as the case may be. Okay. Now, one thing that I meant to do when I was setting all this stuff down, but forgot, is I want to keep an area clear from trees. So the way I'm going to do that is just carve this area out and put cobblestone down in the bottom. So the cutter will plant trees in a, on either side of the track. And it will do this. There's no real way to prevent it from doing that unless you put something down that it can't grow trees on, like cobblestone. Okay, so track. We're going to run the track right down the middle of this. And I'm going to have to switch out one of those tracks for a detector rail. And we're going to come over here. And we're connected onto this side. Cool. Oh, let's just take right in the middle. Put an advanced detector rail down. And put our cargo manager down. Now, if we wanted to be really fancy, we could work this in, using Railcraft. We may do this at some point in the future. And actually use one, we could, route our trains all into one building in one location and only use one detector rail, and that would probably be the most efficient way to do it. But I'm not really in the mood right now to think about how to go about doing that. We would probably want to set up some kind of, routing system, and for right now, more complications than it's worth. So we are going to have our modular cart, and we're going to throw our modular cart down right here. Since it is sunlight out and there's nothing over top, our solar panel is going to come out. It's going to turn yellow, and it's going to start to charge. Oop, turn off. Come here, you. And it has nothing to plant. But if we go ahead, oop, wrong one. Having issues today. It should start to come down and plant. And then once its coal engine runs out of fuel, there we go. So now we can go ahead and set the priorities on both of these and set up our smelter. So our solar panels will continue to charge, and they will charge and get a rather large buffer. So we are going to set our coal engine to a low priority. Low priority means that, it will be and what we're going to end up doing is we're going to set our solar panel to a high priority, meaning the solar panel will function as long as it has power, and then when the solar engine runs out, it will switch to the coal engine. And that saves fuel and makes, things a little better. So then what we want to do is change where our smelter outputs. We want to only output to, I went the wrong way again. We only want to output to the engine. Actually, tell you what. Yeah, let's only output to the engine. And we want to set a certain amount to output to the engine. And I think we can shift click. Let's go ahead and just keep a stack in there. And that way, it will keep a stack of coal in the engine at all times. Let's go run inside and make it light before things spawn and try to eat my brains. And I'm going to grab a couple of things and meet you guys back out there. Alright, back out nice and light. So we want to go ahead and keep a stack of coal in our engine slot. So we can go ahead and drop an acacia wood into the the top slot here, and then what it's going to do is it's going to burn 64 acacia wood and turn them into charcoal. And it will keep 64 in the, no, you go into the side chests. It will keep 64 in here at all times. And so it'll smelt it down and turn charcoal into here. And it works out pretty well. So what we can go ahead and do is we can enable this on high priority, enable our woodcutter on low priority. It'll go ahead and start smelting these things down and adding them into here. As it goes along, it's going to plant its saplings, and right now it's running off of solar energy. While the smeltery is burning, it will actually use more power than it produces, but when it's only planting, it's going to use a whole lot less power. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, let's see, we can put it right here. We want to put another advanced detector rail right here. And the reason we want to do this is because this thing doesn't need to run all the time. I mean, our trees, they're actually going to grow pretty quickly, but it doesn't need to be, just going looping and looping and looping. It's kind of a waste of energy, and there's no real point to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a timer that's going to output to this advanced detector rail so that we can increase the interval, and then when it's not there, it kind of goes in and shuts down, and it will continue to burn charcoal. It will save up a nice reserve of solar energy. And the reason we put cobblestone right here is so that hopefully these trees don't grow up and block the light. Now we may need to add a little more cobblestone depending on what these trees do. Or the other option is if you take glass and just build a giant pillar of glass straight above your solar engine and above this block, then you will have a beam of light no matter what the trees do. But that looks a little weird. And so we're going to do it this way and see if see how it works. We may need to, remove these trees. We'll find out. So cool. So the next thing is to figure out how long do we want this to sit. Well, I'm going to set it for about 2 minutes. Okay. So we've got a tree that's grown. It's not blocking the light, so we're still storing up power. Good deal. All right. Let's go ahead and bump this timer down just so you can see what this does. So it comes through, it cuts all the leaves off. Oh, this is a little different. So these acacia trees he's not going to clear off all the Leaves, that's interesting. This could pose a problem. Let's see if he clears the leaves off of here. Because one thing that we are going to need are saplings. And if he doesn't get the saplings... Okay, so we're going to have to hunt for some oak trees. Because he's not removing the saplings at the top, so he's not going to pick up these saplings, and he's not going to be able to plant any more. So this is good to know, and good to learn for all of us. Throw a sapling, not in there, in here, but we do have some wood. Good deal. So let's bump up the time interval. 120 seconds should be plenty of time. I'm going to have to go hunt for some oak trees, because I don't have any of those yet. Okay, but before we do that, let's go ahead and connect this to our system. Alright, outside, sneaking into Ender Mini form. Looking for my shovel. Just going to go right under here, mine that out, and put down some inventory cables. Go down to... Oh, how are we going to do this? You just need to come over this way. Okay, not too bad. I'm drowning. Oh boy. Apparently Ender Minis can't sink. That's, or they can't swim. And chances are it's probably taking damage there too. What is, there we go. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Can I reach over here? Okay. Inventory cable, inventory cable. Get out of the water. Okay. Pillar on up. Alright, so this is now connected to our network. And where's our little guy? So he is chopping these things down. We are not getting any saplings back. That's kind of annoying. But at least we're getting wood. Okay, so we want to take everything from the cart and put it in here. We really only want to take things from our chest slots. And so, very cool. Plant one more. Alright, so we should find that this guy comes back to here and then unloads wood into here. Perfect. That's just what we want to have happen. Not into the coal engine. Okay, so I'm going to go write some programs to send this stuff into our network. Very, very simple. I keep saying write programs. I'm going to do a couple of things. Let's go ahead and create a command group. And I'm going to do this off camera because I don't think you really want to see it. So, back in a minute. Yay for oak trees. Now, any of the trees would work just fine. Any of the base Minecraft trees and a lot of the other, trees that are added in with mods. Some of the trees you have to install the exotic wood module under Steve's carts, which that's not too hard to make. A little bit of redstone, a little bit of PCBs, pretty simple. But Steve's carts handles most of the mods and trees from other mods. So I'm gonna get some saplings. I like using oak the best because it's a tree that grows very, very easily. And then we'll be rolling in wood in no time. So, meet you back home. Alright, so brought our oak trees back. I'm just going to bone meal them, make them grow a little bit faster. And I'm probably just, I don't know, I might cut them down for a couple more saplings. But actually, I'm feeling a little lazy. I may just bone meal them and let this guy come and do it next time. Come on, grow. There we go. Next time he comes around. Which will be in a little while. Okay. So, I think I'm just going to leave it alone. We are going to have to... I am going to have to cut down at least one of them. Because we need to change the type of wood that is going into the smeltery. Because we need to make it smelt oak wood. Even though it hasn't had to use any of it yet. Come on. Get out of there. There we go. Okay. Alright. So this guy will go, he'll eventually clear out these acacia trees as they start to grow. And he won't plant any new ones because he's not going to get any new saplings from them, which is kind of a pain. But we will now have lots of oak trees that'll start to grow as he pulls the saplings out of these. And we should be getting a good supply of oak in short order. So I think it's getting about time to call it for the day. I do want to fly through the air and hurt myself. I do want to run downstairs, where am I going, and check out how our miner has gone. So I'll meet you down there. Alright, here we are. So you can see he's finished the first couple tunnels, and then you can see I made the tracks a lot closer together through here, so we're just going to have this giant lit up room, which is pretty cool. You will notice that some of these tracks are a whole lot longer than some of the other ones. Somewhere around here, I changed the program to increase the amount of tracks that were present in the that should have been added to the cart. I bumped it up from 64 to 128, and I just did that by changing the value in the C's Factory Manager program. You'll see that this side is short, and then it starts to get long again, and then these two sides are shorter because there was a bit of one thing that I've noticed is that the what's the right way to describe this? The external manager. Let me show it to you. The external manager, this guy from Steve's Carts, appears to be forgetting where items are supposed to go. So if I shut the server down and restart it, which I did in the middle of this because I went to eat dinner, it forgot what it was supposed to do. So I had to go and reset where everything went, so then it got tracking stuff where it was supposed to go. So pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this. I'll show you upstairs how many ingots and things that we have, and then yeah. Alright, look at all this iron. That is awesome. And yeah, there was a little bit of downtime between when I cut episodes, but really this is just maybe an hour and a half's worth. We started out with I think 1 or 2 stacks of iron because we used a whole bunch of it to make some things, and yeah, we're getting lots of stuff. Lots of iron. We should have, lots of Certus quartz. That's going to be great when we get to applied energistics. So very cool. At some point, maybe once it finishes mining, I'll have to drop it back down to redstone level so we get more of that. But pretty cool. Ooh, is this cooking up? What is this cooking up? Ooh, it's cooking up wood. Excellent. Do we already have more than... This is dumping all of the oak wood in there. I think I might need to change one of my variables. Well, I'll play with that later. I'm pretty happy so far. We're going to have a ton of coal, which also opens up more power options, which I was trying to do just charcoal, or just sugar in our experience. And we're looking good on sugar. It started off beginning of the day somewhere around here, and still have the same amount that we need, so but we'll have tons of charcoal that when we need it we will have it. And alright, so hopefully you enjoyed. I had fun. Until next time, this is Sidetrack signing off. Have a good day, folks.